One time only. When I say God is good, you guys have to blow me away. Because every time I get up over here, it's like we repeat it and repeat it and repeat it. I want to do it one time only. Because if not, I want to spend the next 20 minutes saying God is good, God is good, God is good, until we all get it that He's pretty good.
Hallelujah.
One time, it better blow me away, or else. Okay, one time. God is good. What? No, that's good enough. At least, I'd like to I'd like to thank God. From Exodus chapter 3, verse 3 to 5. Don't worry, I want to get you to read it this time. Once you guys have found it, you say, yo. Exodus chapter 3, verse 3 to 5. Sweet. Once you guys all have it, say, yo. Yo. Great. Nice job. Yeah. So to read it now, it goes Exodus chapter 3, verse 3 to 5. So Moses thought, I will go over and see that strange sight, why the bush does not burn up. When the Lord saw that he had gone over to look, God called to him from within the bush, Moses, Moses. And Moses said, here I am. Do not come any closer, God said. Take off your sandals, for the place where you are standing is holy ground. The topic that I bring around today is called faith and logic. If you're wondering what a bearded man, a fiery bush, and logic have in common, just hold on. I'll try to explain this to you. I know you have a fair idea of what faith is. What is logic? To you guys. Just pick out a word, chuck it at me. Not a rock. Facts? Yeah? What else? Keep it coming. That's not very logical, but keep it coming.
Clear.
Clarity. Reasoning. Clear thinking. Ugliness. Critical thinking. Understanding. Comprehending. That's all of it. Logic. Even things that you have learned. Experiences. Something you might have heard from somebody. Read it on Facebook. It is, of course, the age of information. You literally have information on your fingertips. You want to define logic? Type it in your phone. It'll give you a nice definition of logic. Let me give you an example of logic. I come to a busy road. Cars are flying 80 kilometers an hour. Logic would tell me, stop, Sifa. It's pretty dangerous. Then cross the road. You're pretty chubby. You're not that fast. So you might not make it to the other side. That's what logic would tell you. Let's get back to Moses now. I want you to put yourself in Moses' shoes. That instant that he turns to the side and he sees the burning bush, what does your logic say? Because honestly, if that was me, I saw a burning bush, I'll be going that way. Because logic in my head says, that is scary, that's dangerous, fire might burn me, I should go that way. Moses, on the other hand, looks at it and he's like, peculiar. A bush that burns, but it's not being consumed. Logic. Imagine coming home one night, you go through your lounge, and then you see your couch burning right in front of your face. It's like, logic to you, what would it be? And if the couch is not burning, it's burning, but it's not being consumed, and all of a sudden a voice goes, Mel. What's your logic going to be? Are you still going to be standing there trying to conversate with this burning couch, or are you going to be that way, out the door, saying, here I am, that way? Reckon? This is the human mentality that we've come across, like, not just you guys, this one, number one. You know, I'd walk into a dark room and I'll be like, I'll be this way. You don't need burning fire to get me out of a dark room. But when you walk with faith, God sees your interest, and then He calls you over. He's like, Sifa, come. He calls you to a certain point. He calls you to come to Him, but then He stops you right there. And then he tells you, like, you can come, but you have to remove those things first. These things. You have to remove your logic. You have to remove your experiences. Things that the world told you that was impossible before. You have to remove all that for you to experience the impossibility that's ahead. I have to go deep on that. Like, when I say impossibilities, like, who sees a burning bush in the middle of a desert? Like, for you to get into that impossible zone where things that are impossible are happening, you have to remove your sandals. You have to remove your past. You have to remove your experiences. You have to remove things that you've read on the internet, Facebook and that tell you that this situation is impossible. The situation that tells you that cancer, only about 2 to 3% of people survive cancer. Into those situations. Where I'm trying to take you now is to a place where you get to witness walking on water is possible. I want to take you to a place where you get to witness the blind see, where you can witness the lame walk, where you can witness death brought back to life. But you can't experience those impossibilities without removing your logic. We must remove our logic. Like, my topic was going to be faith versus logic. But I didn't want to say that because I didn't want to put it in your minds that faith and logic is opposite. They should be running at the same direction. When you take off your shoes, then what do you put on? When you take off your shoes, what do you put on? Not a literal question. I didn't mean put on some slippers or fluff shoes. What I mean is, when you take off all your experiences, all your knowledge, all your wisdom, and you chuck it behind you, what then do you put on? You take the fire from that bush, and you put it in here. You put that fire on, because once it's in here, everywhere you walk is sacred ground. It doesn't matter where you walk. It'll be sacred ground, and you will see impossibilities in front of you being solved right in front of your eyes. How do you spell impossible? With a big I am at the front. An abbreviation. Who's the great I am? You add the great I am to any impossible situation, and that situation becomes I am possible. That's what I want to bring